Hello and welcome to Friday Wrap. It's June 28th. What a great week it was in Burr Ridge, especially because of the Blackhawks Stanley Cup win and all the additional excitement it caused in the village. More on that later. Last Friday, we had our third concert on the green. The Variety Band did a great job getting the kids involved, and it was another big hit. It was preceded by a storm that probably kept the crowds a little smaller than usual, but still was an incredible evening, right through to the live entertainment that was at the County Line Merchant and County Line Square. On Monday, we held our shortest village board meeting so far, probably due to the fact that there were no pending zoning requests from the Plan Commission in the Blackhawks game that night. Well, the biggest news from the meeting was the confirmation of 3 new planning commissioners. There was Bob Grella, Greg Scott, and Mary Praxmayer as an alternate. Now, these are 3 highly qualified candidates who were recommended unanimously by the board, especially Grella, who returns after a brief break from the village board. He will be adding to his already 16 years of service to the village, including several years as chairman of the Plan Commission. Also discussed was the possibility of adding a marketing subcommittee to explore additional ways of marketing the village, which will be up for discussion next meeting. The best question we can ask ourselves in both scenarios is, what's best for the village? The Burr Ridge Car Show that was run by the Corvette Mikes on Sunday was also a big hit. There were over 100 cars that showed up, which extended from the village center into the back lot this year. Many cars stole the show, frankly, but the one that I heard about the most was the 1957 Ferrari. Okay, that was the year I was born. I'm a little partial to that. And it was worth well in excess of $1 million. Some people said $1.5 million, which you don't get to see very often unless you go to a very expensive car show, perhaps the Concours d'Elegance out in Pebble Beach or something. But if there was a farthest travel award, it would have gone to Tim Dye and his wife Penny, who owned the Pontiac Oakland Museum in Pontiac, Illinois. They brought a beautiful red 1964 GTO. Now that is an incredible museum located near their Route 66 museum and just about an hour and a half away from here. Now I encourage everyone to go see it. Go see both of them if you can. On Tuesday, I attended a coffee break gathering at DuPage Mayors and Managers headquarters along with Steve Stricker. It was a unique opportunity to network with not just other mayors, but numerous state politicians like Senators Kirk Dillard, Jim Oberweis, Karen McConaughey, and representatives like Jim Durkin, Sandy Pios, Tom Cullerton, Patty Bellock, and others. And Senator Oberweis even told me about a meeting he had on Monday, or I'm sorry, his staff had on Monday with the Village Center representatives to explore the possibility of opening one of their new concept stores, which features hamburgers and ice cream. Now that sounds like a winning combination. The village hosted also this week the Secretary of State mobile driver's facility on Wednesday. Now that was good for a car collector like me. I got to renew 5. Now Steve Stricker and I also met with the Aging Care Connections on Thursday, and the village had a retirement party for Public Works employee Tom McGrath this afternoon after 25 years with the village. It was attended by trustees Diane Bolus, John Maneri, and Len Ruzak, along with former Mayor Bud Cognanis. Unfortunately, I would like to have shown up, but I got tied up with doing this wrap-up, among other things. But we certainly do wish Tom well. Now, what's up next week? On Monday is the Plan Commission meeting to discuss the hotel, the 2 potential hotels on South Frontage Road. Now, be sure to plan for your 4th of July fireworks next week. Pleasantdale and Oak Brook are both scheduled for July 3rd. Now, tonight's concert on the green will be featuring a band called Peter Oprisco Pop Jazz Band, which largely features some Frank Sinatra songs, and we hope to see you there. And on a side note, I have to say that the biggest thing that probably happened in the village this week was the Blackhawks winning the Stanley Cup. Now I'm not, as you know, I'm not the biggest of sports fans, but with all the visits from the coaches and enthusiasm from both residents and Starbucks employees, like especially Catherine over there, and the patrons, the Blackhawks are the closest thing we have to a hometown team. It was an exciting night at Capri on Monday when they won. On Tuesday, when it was rumored that the Stanley Cup might be coming and 200 or 300 people showed up. And on Wednesday, when Coach Quenneville and his coaches were there for a late dinner and to watch Patrick Kane on the Letterman show with the Stanley Cup in tow. Now that's excitement. Well, thanks again. I'm Mayor Mickey, and I love Burr Ridge, and I know you do too. It is a very special place with very special people. Have a great week.